Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking through a couple player props I like on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Tuesday, January the 24th. I think once again we have 7 games tonight, so another decent sized slate for Tuesday. It is Taco Tuesday, so there is already a discounted projection up on Prizepicks right now. Donovan Mitchell's points prop got downgraded to 21.5 points. This is available I think until 3:30 Eastern time, so about 2.5 hours after I get this video posted. You can play this taco if you want. I'd personally already put my entry in. I paired these 2 picks with the taco. So if you guys want to play this taco, you can. I usually always play all the tacos, at least the NBA ones. I'll be honest, Donovan Mitchell first game back from injury. I feel like we probably could have got a better taco. I saw the voting. I didn't vote personally, but I saw there was some different options. It is what it is. I think first game back from injury, though, Mitchell should be fine. It seems like all the books are projecting him to play his full minutes, so I wouldn't really worry too much about him being limited or anything. Doesn't seem like anyone's projecting him to be limited, so that's available right now. Also, we have a free square available too. So Joe Burrow's passing yards set at 0.5. That's available all the way up until Sunday when the Chiefs and Bengals play for the AFC Championship. So on Prizepicks, man, they got a lot of promos right now. Unfortunately, you can't combine free squares and tacos together. But there's a lot of promos available, free square and a taco up for Taco Tuesday. There's going to be more tacos up throughout the day. I think there will be 2 more throughout the day. So again, if you guys are not playing on Prizepicks yet, get signed up over there. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up. Prizepicks, they will match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. And as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos and if they do help you out, please hit that like button down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. If you guys are new to the channel, again, never checked out Prizepicks before, use that promo code NOAH. When you sign up, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. I do want to talk about our plays from yesterday, though, before we talk through our 2 plays for today. So we did give out 2 picks yesterday. Unfortunately, we missed 1, we hit 1, so we went 1 for 2, which really, in the end, doesn't get it done. Obviously, we want to try to hit both of our plays every day if we can. Unfortunately, we missed on Trae Young's points prop, and I made a tweet yesterday man, I don't know why it is, but every time I bet on Trae Young, it doesn't matter what I bet. Over points, he'll have a terrible shooting game, and he'll have a big assist game or something. I take his over assist, he'll have 45 points and 6 assists. I take a Trae Young under, and he'll go for a career high. I can't seem to get a Trae Young prop right. I don't know why it is. I took his over points yesterday, 25.5, and I think he finished with 18 or 19 points, something like that. He had a really slow start. I think he had 4 points after the first quarter, and it was not looking good. Obviously, I try not to tilt too much after the first quarter, but I know a lot of people, they start tilting right when the game starts. I try not to tilt too early, but seeing, pulling up the box score, seeing Trae only have 4 points after the first quarter, I knew, it was going to be a long night. Anthony Edwards, he got off to a slow start as well, but he ultimately came through for us. He had a big fourth quarter. He did go over his fantasy score. We hit one of our 2 plays yesterday, but we didn't hit both. Didn't hit them both, and that's really the goal, is to try and cash the 2-pick entry. So hopefully for today, man, we can cash this 2-pick entry. I know NBA's kind of been a roller coaster lately. Haven't really been able to get into a groove, but hopefully today will be the day we kind of get things going. So for today, I got 2 picks I like, both going to be fantasy score props. So the first guy I want to talk about is going to be Miles Turner. His fantasy score line sitting at 34.5. And I do like the over here for Miles Turner. I know Miles Turner let us down a few days ago. We took his over points the day they played OKC. I think that was Friday of last week or something. And it was it was disappointing. Turner had a really down game. The Pacers got blown out. Turner only played 20 minutes. But you look at his per minute production this season without Tyrese Halliburton. That was one of the reasons I liked his points prop so much that day against OKC. And I know he kind of let us down. But you look at his per minute production this season without Halliburton. So he's played 261 minutes with Halliburton off the floor this season. He's averaged 1.33 fantasy points per minute. That's the best on the team. That's the best per minute production on the team. And he's got the second highest usage rate on the team, 23.4% usage rate. So we know the offense is for the most part going to run through Turner. He's going to be one of the guys doing a lot of the heavy lifting on offense. And he's one of these guys that can stuff the stat sheet. He can score, he can grab rebounds, and he's a great shot blocker. And for fantasy score, you do get 3 points for every block and steal that you get. If you're unfamiliar with how the fantasy score system works, the scoring chart is right here. It shows you exactly what you get. 1 point, a point per point. You get 1.2 points per rebound, 1.5 points per assist, 3 points for every block and steal, and then a turnover, you lose 1 point. For a guy like Miles Turner, knock on wood, he usually is not a guy that's going to get a ton of turnovers. He only averages 2 turnovers per game. Really, what it comes down to for Miles Turner is, can the Pacers keep the game close? Can Miles Turner stay out of foul trouble? Foul trouble, man. There's people in my Discord the other night because we took a Yaka Pirtle over last night, and Pirtle literally had he almost fouled out in like 15 minutes. It was ridiculous. We took his over fantasy score, and he had like literally 27 fantasy points in like 15 minutes, but he only played 15 minutes because he had foul trouble and the Spurs got blown out. Normally, when Miles Turner's not in foul trouble and when the Pacers are keeping games competitive, he's going to play 30-plus minutes. And you look over his last 5 games, all 3 of these games where he went over his fantasy score, those were all competitive games. These 2 games were both blowouts. Against Denver, they got blown out. He didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. I think he played like 24 minutes total in that game. And then the game against OKC, also a blowout, didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. I think for that game, he only played like 20 minutes. But these last 3 games, against Phoenix, that was a competitive game. Turner played 36 minutes. Against Milwaukee, that was a competitive game. Turner played 36 minutes in that one. Against Charlotte, competitive game. Turner played 34 minutes. So I think if tonight's game is competitive, which it should be, worth noting this game only has a 2-point spread. The Pacers are playing at home, and the Bulls are on the second night of a back-to-back. So this should be a competitive game. When Turner plays his full minutes, I would bank on him going over this fantasy score more times than not. He's played 5 games this season without Tyrese Halliburton, and he's over this fantasy score only in 2 of those 5 games. But again, 2 of those games were against Denver and OKC, where he lost minutes because of blowout. And then there was a game against Portland. He did play 28 minutes against Portland, only had 33.8 fantasy points. A little bit of a down game from him. Kind of a tougher matchup as well. But this matchup, I think, is fine against the Bulls, against Nikola Vucevic. Vuce has never really been like the greatest defender. We just need the game to stay competitive. We need Turner to stay out of foul trouble. That's all we need. And if both those things happen, I like his chances of going over this fantasy score. He's played 30-plus minutes this season in 21 games. Turner's gone over this line in 17 out of those 21 games. So that's kind of, just basically what I said when it comes to like Turner. When he plays his full minutes, he'll go over this line. He's played 30-plus minutes in 21 games this season. In 17 of those 21 games, he is over this fantasy score. So if we get 30-plus minutes from Turner tonight, if the game's competitive, he plays his full minutes. Really like his chances of going over this fantasy score. I think this line could definitely be a little bit higher. I think anytime the Pacers are on the slate, I feel like the books just kind of have to project blowout risk a little bit, but I don't know if this is a game that we should really have to worry about blowout. Again, Bulls, second night of a back-to-back. This game's played in Indiana, and the spread is only 2 points. Also, one more thing, this game does have a really, really high total. It's actually got the highest total on the slate right now, 234. So this should also be a pretty high-scoring game. That's another knock against Turner, or a good thing for Turner, I guess. But let's talk about the next play. That's the first play I like, and then the next play I like is another fantasy score, and I want to go down to Bradley Beal. His fantasy score line is at 37.5, and the last 5, lurkers, they're not going to like this play because you look over his last 5 games, Beal's gone under this in 5 straight. But you can't look too much into that. For one, there's no Kristaps Porzingis today, which is huge. Obviously, no Porzingis opens up a ton of usage. Also, Bradley Beal, these last 2 games were his first, 2 games coming back from injury. Against the Knicks, he was on a minutes limit. I think he only played like 25 or 26 minutes in that game. Last game against Orlando, he only played 28 minutes, or he did play, so he played 28 minutes against the Knicks. That was a competitive game. Last game against Orlando, he also played 28 minutes, but he did lose about 3-4 minutes because of blowout. He got subbed out early because they were up by 20. They won the game by 20. Beal was on pace to play about like 31, 32 minutes last game had it been a competitive game. Now without Kristaps Porzingis, I think we can pretty much expect Beal to be back to his full minutes. I think the books are projecting him to play full minutes. So if we're getting full 34, 35, 36 minutes from Bradley Beal, I like his chances of going over this fantasy score line. And again, I know the last 5 games don't look that pretty, but without Kristaps Porzingis, Bradley Beal has seen a really, really big boost. So you take a look at the per minute production this season with Porzingis off the floor. Also, you take Rui Hachimura off the floor, who did get traded to the Lakers. So not only are they without Porzingis, they're also without Rui Hachimura. Without both Porzingis and Rui this season, Beal actually leads the team in usage. He's got a 31.5% usage rate with both those guys off the floor, and he's averaged 1.3 fantasy points per minute. His per minute production has seen a really, really big spike. He's seen a really good spike in usage as well. His usage rate has gone up nearly 4%. He goes from averaging 1.12 fantasy points per minute to 1.30 fantasy points per minute. And I know that doesn't seem like a big boost, but it is, when you think about a guy playing, 34, 35, 36 minutes. So let's say Bradley Beal plays, 34 minutes, averages 1.3 fantasy points per minute. That would project him for 44.2 fantasy points. Now, should his line be 44.2 fantasy points? Obviously, I don't think so. I don't think his line should be that high, but if Beal does average kind of close to his rates that he's averaged without Porzingis this season, and he plays his normal minutes, which it seems like he's going to, I like his chance of going over this fantasy score line. The offense is going to run through Beal and Kuzma tonight. Those are going to be the two guys that really do a lot of the shot taking, a lot of the ball handling. Beal should have the ball in his hands a ton. His usage should definitely spike without Porzingis. And this matchup against Dallas, like normally Dallas is not a team I really like to target, but Dallas defensively this season, they've really not been like the best defensive team. In terms of defensive rating, Dallas actually has, they're ranked 25th in defensive rating this year. Now they are getting Dorian Finney-Smith back, which I think will definitely improve their defense, but their defense overall this season has not been as strong as previous seasons. Dallas does still play at a really slow pace. The Wizards, on the other hand, in terms of pace, I think they've been about they've been about middle of the pack this season. So I don't think this game is like going to be super, super high scoring or anything. Right now, the total in this game is just like, it's 226, but should be a competitive game, 7-point spread. Beal should play full minutes here. And again, his per-minute production without Porzingis this season has been really, really good. He's seen a really big boost with Porzingis off the floor. And he has played 2 games without Porzingis this season. Did want to pull up those 2 games. He's played 2 games without Porzingis this season. 47.2 fantasy points in 35 minutes against Phoenix. He put up earlier this season, and then against Utah he put up 41.5 fantasy points in 31 minutes. So both of the 2 games he's played without Porzingis this season, 47.2 and 41.5 fantasy points going over this line. Again, maybe he's a little bit under projected today because he's coming back from injury, but this is his 3rd game back from injury. Seems like last game he was going to play about 32 minutes had the game been competitive. I think for today we can expect him to get back to 33, 34, maybe 35 minutes. And again, if Beal's playing his full minutes without Porzingis, I think this line is a little bit too low. So these are going to be 2 plays I run for today's slate for NBA guys. Did pair these with the taco. If you guys want to play this Donovan Mitchell taco, you can. That's a discounted projection that's available right now. It'll be available until 3:30 Eastern time. Also, there's a free square available until Sunday. You have Joe Burrow's passing yard set at 0.5. You can take advantage of that as well. Prizepicks running some cool promos right now, Taco Tuesday and a free square. If you guys are not playing over on Prizepicks yet, again, make sure to get signed up over there. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up, and you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. But I wish you guys the best of luck on this slate. Hopefully we can catch these 2 plays. I know NBA lately has been just been a roller coaster. It seems like we can't get into a groove, but hopefully today will be the day we get things going. I feel pretty good about these 2 plays. Hopefully no blowouts, no foul trouble, no BS, none of that stuff. But yeah, good luck today, guys. Enjoy your Tuesday. Hopefully we can all win some money tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next video.